Welcome to these short videos. These are short videos I'm making with the purpose to help IS 201 students with the HTML section. In this videos, I'm just going to go over like some frequent mistakes, frequent tips I give out as a TA, especially since this week I'm going to be out. I just wanted to make these short videos. If you run into common mistakes, these videos can help you. First, we're just going to make a start with basic HTML. So we're within our folder, and yeah, let's create a new, or actually no, let's start with this folder. Imagine there's nothing in here. I can just right click where it says Explorer. If I hit Explorer, it opens up my files. If I just right click here on this empty space, do new file, I can create a new page that's called as videos. Okay. To start writing HTML, normally you would do an exclamation mark. But in this case, we forgot the .html extension. That extension is key to identify this type of file. So now it's just called videos. So Visual Studio Code has no clue what type of file it is. So we can just rename it instead of deleting it. I'm just gonna add a simple .html. See how the logo changed here? Now it recognizes it. But how we talked about this in class to create all this structure, I don't have it memorized, so I just do exclamation mark. I hit tab or enter, and it creates it for me. Notice here we have some little things on the header, which header doesn't display except for title, which this title is basically what says here. Up here it says Home Simple Recipes. It's because in this web page the title is Home Simple Recipes. So we can start with basic stuff. There's tags. A tag is basically an identifier for the text that's going to be within it. There's going to be an opening tag and a closing tag. Closing tags are identified with this backslash or slash, I don't know the specific name. And whatever's inside of it, for example, say, welcome to the TA videos. It's going to be in a header one. For example, if I can go live with this website now, welcome to the TA videos. Really simple. And we have, for example, H2 with the same thing. Normally it creates it for you. So when we say welcome, and we have H3 too, we say welcome. We also have, you guessed it, H4. I think it goes up to H6. To display this, we went live. Just hit Control S, you save it, and it's going to display again. And you can see it's H1 is the biggest, H2 a little smaller, H3 a little smaller, and so on. So that's really basic HTML. I want to share with you one of the most important resources you can do when editing these websites you have. For example, I just came to the BYU main website. You can hit right click anywhere, scroll a little down. This only works, it doesn't work on Safari. So you might have to download Firefox or Chrome or your favorite browser except Safari. You just scroll here, inspect where it says here on my mouse, inspect. This looks super confusing and it can be a little overwhelming, but we can navigate the HTML and the CSS any website. It's only going to change it locally, but it's pretty cool. You can pull on some pretty funny pranks with your friends. So you can like find whatever. We could change this out of this world text. The way I would do it is there's going to be on the top of your inspect window, this window that popped up, there's going to be an arrow. It's normally going to be an arrow, so it's easy to identify. You just click on it, and then we can like browse around, and it says, oh, it highlights what we want. For example, we want this text. I go over it, and it's going to highlight it specifically. It clicks it, and it tells me where it is. So here, actually, I don't think it told me there. A link. Oh, so it's a link. I have to open it. And here it is. Sometimes there's those three dots. You just have to open it just so it's. You double click on it. It says out of this world. We change it to I love 201. Really simple. You can change it. We can do really funny things. For example, you can change it to whatever you want. For example, Professor Reset, a business school Students will be moved to West Campus buildings due to low to high GPA. Stuff like that doesn't make sense. And it changes it. It changes it just locally. And if you just hit refresh, it goes back. So you can, this is really powerful for web development because if you want to try to style something, you can hover over it and find, oh, I want to make these changes on my CSS here to test them out immediately instead of having to save it, rerun, going live, and seeing how it goes. For example, if I hover over this button, down here it says styles. This website is an exception because it starts with this really big paragraph. Normally, that wouldn't happen. You can just scroll down, ignore that part. It's normally going to look something like this. Like this. You're going to have lines. These lines each class. And you can change styles. We know a little bit about style CSS. So, for example, we find background color. Now it's blue. We can change it to whatever you want. You can just double click, delete that, and let's do it red. We're the University of Utah now. And it changes it there. So you can see how that can be really powerful. You can even change the images, for example. There's this really funny one from C. Shane Reese I really like. And I just copied the link address so it finds it. And I could change this. Or is it this? No, it's actually this one. CRC source. That's where images come from. If I'm going to hit enter, it's going to change this picture. Or didn't. That's interesting. Well, we'll fix that in the next video. We sometimes run into errors. That's what's fun about programming IS. You run into errors, you get to fix them. You get humbled sometimes, like I just did. And but this is Inspect. I just wanted to introduce you. Really encourage using it. It's a really good tool. And I think this video is getting a little long, so I'll come back in the next video and explain more tips. Thank you.